Welcome. It is day 6 of your 21-day transformation challenge. Today we are taking a rest day. We're going to be stretching in a yoga style format. So you will need a mat for today's class. We will be heading to the floor. It's going to be 20 minutes of gentle movement to lengthen and improve your flexibility and mobility in your joints and muscles. Let's do this. All right, let's go ahead and start in a seated position on your mat. So crisscross your right ankle in front of your left and rock side to side and really find your sit bones. Roll your shoulders up, relax them down. We're gonna do some gentle movement here to just bring some circulation to your body. Inhale both arms up. Maybe just touch your palms at the top and look at them. Twist to your right, reach behind you with your right hand. Catch the outside of your right thigh with your left arm and look over your shoulder. Good. On the next breath in, reach both arms up. Do that same stretch for the sky, palm to palm, and twist to your left. Use the floor and the thigh for leverage. Look over your back shoulder. Good. I'm going to set you free here. Go ahead and breathe in as you reach up. Breathe out as you twist. So traditional yoga, you're going to be using your breath as sort of like the bridge to connect your mind and your body. They call it pranayama. Which just gently translates to life force. Let's do one more great twist on both sides, getting really tall in your spine. Good. Last one. Twisting to your left. Fingertips to the floor. Good. Unwind here. Take a big breath in. Reach your fingertips behind you. Turn them backwards so that the thumbs are forward. Lift up your chest. Lift up your chin. A little back bend here. And then reverse that. Crawl your fingers to me and fold over your legs and just melt. Let your forehead sink, stretching your low back. Come on up with a big breath in. And then rock to your tailbone. Switch the crossing of your legs. So now that your left ankle is in front, refine your sit bones and realign. So sometimes just sitting like this is a stretch. We're going to start by reaching the right hand to the side. Lengthen the left arm up. Breathe into your left rib, your left side. And then slowly, like tree branches, just waving in the wind here, find the other side. Right arm up, bicep by your ear. Let's go ahead and flow here, nice and slow. Think maybe exhaling into your side bend. And then inhaling into your transition. Use the floor for support here. One more each way. You don't have to get this low into the side bend. Think about keeping your hips rooted. Gently finding the floor for support with that other hand. Oh, lovely. And then slowly spiral those thumbs and fingertips back. Pop out your chest, little back bend again. Chin up off the chest, gentle arch. And then crawl to me. Take that forward fold over your shins. Bow, forehead towards the ground. Relax your neck, relax your shoulders. Excellent. So we're all nice and warm here. Go ahead and walk yourself up. And then we're going to just take those feet out a little bit wider than your hips and windshield wiper the knees to the right and then to the left. And I'm sitting back into my hands. Go ahead and start flowing at your own pace, dropping the knees one direction and dropping the other direction. Just warming up your hips. Bringing some blood into the muscles, the joints that you've been working so hard this week. Be proud of yourself. On the next windshield wiper, drop those knees to the right and leave them there. We're going to turn and face the right here and do sort of a modified pigeon pose. Take your heart and your fingertips to the floor. You're going to bow your heart down towards your shin and then use your spinal muscles and your arms to lift back up. We'll just do 3 slow bows. Exhaling down and then inhaling up. Feeling a little stretch in the hip here. One more. Excellent. Come back up. Hold and breathe. We're going to place weight on that back right hand. Circle your left arm up. Pick up your hips. Do a gentle arch here as you stand on your back hand. Little modified wild thing. Exhale to release. And then we'll just flop those knees to the other direction and take those modified pigeon bows. So fingers are like tents on the outside of your knee. Bring your heart down towards your shin. A little bow. And then use your arms. Use your spine. Come back up. Can you match it with your breath? Inhale down, and then exhale, come back up. One more. Excellent. Just waking up that hips. Get ready to stand on your left hand. Circle your right arm up and reach your hips forward. A little gentle back bend. Come into what feels like a rainbow, positioning your spine. Slowly circle the hand back down. Bring the hips back to the mat. And we're going to flip the toes and the knees to face upright. Come into wide angle pose. So if your legs need to be a little closer together, absolutely fine. If you're able to, go ahead and open up. Sitting on those sit bones once again. Let's reach the right hand outside of the right shin. Sorry, that's your left hand. Left hand outside of your left shin. And reach your right arm up. Take a little supported side bend here. Some of us might not be very deep, and that's okay. Some of you may be all the way down to your foot. Make sure you're keeping the integrity of hips to floor. You earned this stretch routine, okay? You worked really hard this week. Day 6. Come back up, and we'll switch sides. Now, your right hand outside of your shin, and the left arm up. And this is just to practice the habit of daily caring for your body. This is the place you live while you're here on earth, right? This is your only body you have. Taking care of it is paramount. Come back to the center, walk your hands forward. It just might be an inch. It might be a few handprints, whatever you have. Try to keep the toes pointed up, stretching your inner thighs here. Now this can be quite intense for a lot of us, so make sure you're breathing through the stretch. If you feel that you cannot breathe all the way in or all the way out, come back up a little bit. Find your breath. Trying to protect ourselves from overstretch. Good. Gently walk yourself back up through the center to come out of this deep wide angle. Put little bends in your knees, and then I like to use my hands to walk my heels back in. Let's match the soles of the feet here, coming into cobbler's pose. The knees will naturally drop open. Use your hands behind you to press your heart forward so that you're getting a nice long spine here. Chest is lifted. And now if this feels comfortable, if there's lots of room, you can go ahead and let go of the floor behind you and bind your feet, catching the feet here. This is a traditional cobbler's pose. Lift up your heart here, and then maybe if there's room, start to bow forward. Don't worry about it if it's a lot, if it's intense. You just go ahead and stay where you're at. And this practice is meant to be a really gentle opening on the muscles, not to force or crank. I don't want you to be sore after this. Come back up, slowly release what you're holding here. We're going to bring the feet up to parallel, so toes facing me. With your left hand, catch your right ankle and then tuck it underneath your left foot or your left ankle. Either sitting here with your hands on that front left shin, or you could cross it. So choose, test both of them. See what feels best. And if you're able to keep that hip point down, maybe you're ready for the crossover. Go ahead and hug the shin, hug the heart forward. Breathe here. And you can stay. If this feels great, you're getting a lot of stretch for your outer hip, you can. Some of you are ready for a little twist. So swim your left arm back, backstroke to the back of the room, and then maybe add a little hug. Pick up your heart and twist. Honor what you find. It's not about how deep can you twist. Good. We'll slowly unwind whatever you're holding here. Uncross if you chose to cross, and unhook that ankle. Let's do a little stretch here before we switch sides. So fingertips to me, hands behind your hips. Pick up your hips, push down into your heels, inverted table. I'm going to show you from the side. So you're lifting up, maybe keeping the chin tucked, or maybe letting the chin open, stretching the front of your shoulders. And then we'll slowly, with your chin curling back to your chest first, start your descent. Your hips slowly, inch by inch, find the mats. And breathe. And we're going to switch that hip stretch here. So taking your right hand, catch your left ankle, tuck it. And then you can just hold right here. So a lot of my clients and members, this is a stretch. Stay here if it is for you. If you're able to cross over without your hip coming all the way up, go ahead and experiment with that. Right now is your chance to just sort of see what feels good. And then practice sitting in a tall spine. Step 1, before you twist, you gotta have length. You gotta have good posture. If you're able to, here's your opportunity to twist, but you don't have to. You can give it a hug and swing your right arm back, reaching for the floor behind you just for a little support on those fingertips. Gaze off that back shoulder. Check in with your breath. It's a really great teacher. Excellent. We'll slowly unwind. Bring your fingertips behind you for support as you uncross. And we'll do one more inverted table. So toes to me, fingers to me. Push down into your hands that are behind your hips. Lift up your hips. Maybe you keep the chin tucked, or maybe you'd like to let the chin open back. Up to you. Stretch the front of the shoulders. On your exhale, we'll slowly release the hips, inch by inch, using core control. We're going to lower to our right side. So swing your legs to the left and bring your right elbow underneath your right shoulder. We're going to put a bend in the bottom knee. And with that top left hand, see if you can connect with your left shin or ankle or foot. If you can't quite reach, a towel could be used here to just hook it, pull it in. If this bottom arm is getting a little bit crampy, go ahead and lie all the way down. Bicep as a pillow. We're just stretching the front of the thigh here. So aim for sensation right there in the quadricep muscles. Take a moment to thank those leg muscles for all the miles they've carried you this week. All the workouts you've done. This is day 6. So you've at least done 5 if you're following the program with me. And we're prepping them for the work that we're going to do tomorrow. Good. So if you are up on your elbow, I'm going to encourage you to slowly slide yourself back down. Take your your top knee, that should be your left knee, and drop it to me. And then with that arm overhead, I'm going to have you bring the other arm up to match it. And we're going to draw a little circle to open to the sky. So draw the left arm, little semicircle open, and then we'll slowly roll back in and close. Let's do 2 more, just opening through the spine here. Let gravity drop that arm. Roll back to me. Last one, and we'll stay. So reach the left arm away from me and let your left shoulder get heavy as your left knee is dropped across your body. If this is too intense at any time, just bring your knees together, stack them, and you can bring your hands down underneath your shoulders, okay? So customize the stretch so that it works for you, for where you're at today. Good. To come out of it, we'll just slowly circle back to the front, push with your hands, and we'll walk ourselves up. Swing your feet to the right, and we'll switch our quad stretch. So left elbow under left shoulder, bottom knee bent for a little bit of a kickstand. Stretch your right hand back. See if you can find your foot, your ankle, your shin, quad stretch. Feel free to use a prop here if you need it. Now, if you find any tension in the shoulder, go ahead and lay down. I want you to really feel some sensation for the front of this thigh. Shouldn't hurt though. You feel gentle tension, but it goes away as you breathe and hold. Kind of looking for that sweet spot where you're pushing the limit, but not overstretching. If you are up on your elbow, go ahead and slowly make your way, slide down to your bicep. So now you have a little pillow, and your top knee is going to gently come across to the front of the room or wherever you're at, to the front of your space, working our way into the twist. So both arms overhead like you're in streamline in the pool, and then I'm going to have you circle that right arm open like a little semicircle to the back of the room, and then rolling slowly back onto the shoulder, come back. And we'll just do that dynamically first. Don't worry about how far back you can go or if your fingers are hovering off the floor. I know mine are. Last one. And then we'll let gravity do its thing. So reaching back with that right arm, let gravity pull that right shoulder down as your right knee is dropped forward. Now remember your option to take both knees together and both hands down if it's too intense. And this is just meant to be a gentle stretch. Breathe into your low back. Go ahead and we'll come out of it. Slowly circle that arm up over the head. And then this time, instead of pushing yourself up to switch sides, I'm going to have you simply roll over onto your back and scoot your hips into the middle of your space here. Lengthen out your spine. And let's take that right hamstring, kick your right foot to the sky, point and flex the toes a few times. And then stay flexed, hold and breathe. Supine hamstring stretch. Let your shoulders really settle. Relax your face. Stretching the back of your leg now. We're going to keep the foot flexed to protect the knee joint, crossing it over the other thigh bone. If you'd like to just push your thigh open into this figure 4 shape, you can. If there's room, reach through and hug the other hamstring, and then let your head and shoulders drop back down. Figure 4 stretch. I love this one. I always need this one. Feel free to add movement if that feels good in your body. Now, this is not a high calorie burn day, obviously. We're taking things kind of slow and gentle. This is your rest day. Make sure you're drinking lots of water today. And then just taking note of how you feel. We're going to slowly release whatever you chose to hold. Uncross the ankle, set the right foot down, and let's catch the left foot. Extend that knee, and then let's point and flex. It's okay if your knee has a really solid bend to it. We're working on wherever your flexibility ends today. Hold your flex. We'll breathe a few more breaths into this hamstring. Think about space. Breathing a little more space into the hamstring. Excellent. With that flex foot, cross it over the other thigh. Maybe you just push it open with your hand, or maybe you reach through and connect with something and let your head and shoulders just kind of melt and settle. It's a great chance to do that little scan, checking in. Are there any areas in your body that need a little extra TLC today? Little love as we go through this program. And then reconnect with your goal, too. It's a great time to sort of get still and remember your why. Everyone has a different goal, so it's really unique to what you are hoping to accomplish with this 3-week challenge. Slowly release whatever you chose to hold, uncross the ankle, and then scoop both knees into your chest. Really tight, low back stretch here. Hug them in, tight, tight, tight. And then let's reverse it. Slide your toes to the floor. Reach your arms overhead. Extend your legs. And then like you're a rope and tug of war, reach in opposite directions and a gentle arch in your back. Should feel nice. Excellent. Okay, to energize ourselves back up, I'm going to have you scoop those knees in and start to rock forward and back. Build up just enough momentum that you can roll all the way off your back into a comfortable seat. Meet me back where we started our class with the right shin in front of the left, sitting on your sit bones. Take your right arm over to the left shoulder and gently pull it across. Relax your right shoulder. We're going to gently sweep the gaze over like you're checking your blind spot. Get a little neck stretch here. Look behind as far as you can without pain. If you ever do find pain in the stretch, you're going to back out of it. Honor your body. Do some realigning movements. Slowly release that shoulder and we'll switch it other side. Left hand to the right shoulder. And I'm just gently pulling back with my right palm. Oftentimes I'll see a lot of shrugging in class, so see if you can make space between your ear and your shoulder. We'll add the neck here. Just gently gaze over your shoulder like you're checking the blind spot. Backing out of the garage, right? For the car. We'll slowly release whatever version you chose to hold, and then we'll switch the cross of the legs, rock back, change it out here. Notice which side is harder for you. Reach the right arm up. You can either have your left hand on the floor, or you can have that left hand come on up and give it a little leverage, a little push back or a little pull overhead, creating a tricep and lat stretch. You might feel this in the shoulder, or you might feel it more behind the arm. Notice where you do feel it. If you don't feel it in either of those areas, get curious about where you're feeling it, where you're tight. Lift the head up so that it's in line with the spine. Try not to let the chin tuck on these ones. And we'll slowly release whatever you chose to hold. Give the shoulders a quick roll, and we'll switch sides. So right hand to the floor as your left arm reaches up. Pat yourself on the back. You can leave your right hand down, or you can add a little bit of leverage, up to you. And I hope that this class brings you just a little bit of peace, mentally, physically. Take a deep breath in your lungs. Slowly release that stretch. Give the shoulders one more big roll. And then hands to the floor. Drop your chin to your chest. Take a gentle roll to the right ear to the right shoulder, left ear up. And we'll slowly switch. Roll to the middle. Take that left ear heavy to the left shoulder, right ear up. Melt the chin back to the middle. Big breath in, reach your arms overhead, match your hands, and bring them together into prayer. Hands at your heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this brief yoga stretch routine. I will see you tomorrow for day 7. Namaste.